The past never really goes away. It just waits quietly until it's time to come back. And for a narcissist, the past is like a prison sentence they can never break free from. They might deny what happened. They might twist the truth or make up stories where they're the victim. But the truth stays there like a mirror, reflecting on them every single day. It reminds them of what they did to you. You might have worried that they got away with it, that they're living happily somewhere while you're still healing. But here's what you need to remember. Nobody can destroy another person without leaving deep scars on their own soul. Your absence, quiet, strong, and final, becomes the soundtrack that follows them everywhere. Today, we're going to talk about why a narcissist can never really escape what they've done to you. The past never disappears. Here's a simple truth that runs deeper than most people realize. The past never disappears. It doesn't just vanish because someone pretends it never happened. The past can't be controlled by lies. It won't bow down to made-up stories. This is where the narcissist gets trapped in something they can't escape. They want to bury what they've done. They want to lock their mistakes in a dark box and throw it away forever. They want to believe that if they create a new story, one where they're the victim or the hero, then reality will just go along with it. But truth doesn't serve anyone. It exists on its own, cold and permanent. Every action, every hurtful word, every wound they caused gets carved into time itself, and time remembers everything, even when it's silent. Narcissists are masters at creating stories about themselves. They can make selfishness look like sacrifice. They can make you think their coldness is just you being too sensitive. They can play the victim even when they're the ones who caused all the pain. But every lie comes with a price. To keep the illusion alive, they have to constantly deny reality. To maintain their false story, they have to push down real memories. But what gets buried never actually goes away. It just sleeps. And the deeper they push it down, the bigger it grows in their subconscious mind. You might never get an apology. They might never admit they were wrong. But believe this: the cost of all that denial is being trapped inside their own mind. They think they've escaped, but really, they're locked in a prison they built themselves. A prison filled with anxiety, fear, and relationships that keep falling apart. What really scares them, what terrifies a narcissist, isn't your anger. They're not afraid of your tears, your accusations, or even your hatred. To them, all those emotions are proof that they still have power over you. Every tear, every outburst, every reaction makes them feel strong. But there's one thing that truly sends them into panic mode: your calm. When you stop arguing, stop trying to prove anything, stop hoping they'll finally understand, that's when their power crumbles. When you walk away in peace, you become like a mirror showing them the truth they've always tried to avoid. You don't need to shout about how wrong they were. Your calm presence alone is a powerful statement. I know the truth, and I don't need you to confirm it. For someone who lives on the illusion of control, this is the heaviest sentence possible. In a narcissist's world, power comes from your reactions. They need your tears to feel important. They need your anger to feel powerful. They need your explanations and begging to know they're still the center of your thoughts. But when you go silent, that whole cycle collapses. There's no stage left for them to perform on. No audience to manipulate. They're left alone with themselves. And that's their greatest fear, because inside them there's no peace, no real sense of self-worth. The power of your silence. Your silence isn't empty. It's not giving up or running away. Actually, it's the opposite. It's pure power. It's you declaring that you won't let anyone else control your emotions anymore. It's a clear boundary. You don't get to touch my soul anymore. For a narcissist, this feels like being cut off from oxygen. They live off psychological control, and when that disappears, they panic. When you're silent, you cut off the emotional supply they're used to feeding on. That could be your anger, your pain, or even your hope that they might change. All those reactions are like fuel for their control. But when you stop providing it, when you step back from the game, they're forced to face a terrible emptiness. And here's the thing. That emptiness was never created by you. It was always inside them. It's the void they've tried to fill by manipulating others. This is why your silence often drives them crazy. They'll try everything to pull you back in. Sometimes they'll act weak and helpless. Sometimes they'll explode in rage. Sometimes they'll pretend to be sorry. All of it has one goal: to get a reaction. Because as long as you react, they feel like they exist. But if you stay calm, if you stay rooted in your silence, they realize they've lost the key to controlling you. And that's their worst nightmare. Silent justice. Many people ask, if I stay silent, won't they think I'm weak? Maybe they will. They'll cling to any story that keeps their fragile ego intact. But that doesn't matter anymore, because you're not living for their opinion of you. You're living to protect yourself. That silence isn't weakness. It's the highest form of strength. You've learned to stop fighting for something that was never worth fighting for. The narcissist might pretend your silence doesn't affect them. They might act like you don't matter anymore, but don't believe it. Inside, your silence is a wound they don't know how to heal. It's a constant reminder that they lost their grip, that they're no longer the center of your world. Justice here isn't loud. It doesn't need a courtroom or public punishment. It unfolds quietly as you keep moving forward, rebuilding your life, finding peace without them. While you're healing and growing, they stay trapped in the darkness they created. Your rebirth is your victory. The fastest way a narcissist starts to fall apart is when they realize their mask is cracking, when they lose control, when nobody believes their story anymore. They panic and grab for their last weapon, manipulation through words and appearances. They'll desperately cling to their false story where they're always right, always the victim or the misunderstood hero. They'll do everything possible to force you back into the role they wrote for you. The weak one, the crazy one, the guilty one. But once you step out of that script, once you live calmly and authentically, their story loses its power. You become living proof that everything they said was a lie. This is something a narcissist can't handle. They only survive as long as people believe the image they project. When someone challenges that image, simply by living their truth, the mask starts to shake. You don't need revenge. You don't need to expose them or prove them wrong. Every day you live well, every step you take in peace, is a powerful testimony. While they cling to their lies, truth quietly breaks them down piece by piece. Your greatest power isn't in shouting the truth. It's in living it without saying a word. Your calm presence, your inner strength, and your authentic life are what they can't stand. Because these things remind them that in the end, every lie falls apart while truth stands forever. Remember this: your silence isn't surrender. It's your most powerful declaration. It says, I don't belong to your game anymore. I've found my worth inside myself. They might ignore you, act cold, or spread lies. But all of it is just a mask hiding the truth that they've lost the most important thing: the ability to control you. You don't need to prove anything anymore. Every step forward, every moment of peace you claim, is the strongest answer to every lie they tell. Don't worry about what they say to others. Truth has its own way of revealing itself, and time always sides with those who live authentically. If you've ever feared they got away unpunished, know this: nobody causes harm and walks away untouched. They carry their own darkness, and that darkness slowly eats away at them from within. You don't need to watch it happen, because true justice isn't their collapse. It's your rebirth. Your journey isn't just yours. It belongs to all of us who've been hurt but still choose to rise, to stand strong, and to live free. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe, not just for more content, but to join a growing space where truth, healing, and self-discovery matter. This is Psyche Thera, and your journey is just beginning.